Hi everyone, McBeard here, and it's time to talk about Patch Notes 8.0. It is a day away, probably mere hours away by the time you're watching this, until Way of the Witcher, and it's coming with a number of changes to the base game, of course, because a lot of these cards, they care about the cards that were already in the set. So a lot of questions are going to get answered, and they're going to be replaced with new questions like, what the fuck? Is this good? Those are my favorite kinds of questions on patch day. Neutral cards right now are good friends Eskel, Vesemir, and Lambert, the School of the Wolf Witchers. Their power has been changed back to 3. Their provisions have been changed back to 7. Back to the homecoming values that had them in every single deck. But this change comes at a small cost. But immediately we see adrenaline coming in to balance a card in the base set. Hallelujah. I love adrenaline. So that means that you will not get the effect unless there are 4 cards left in your hand when you play this card. Eskel, Lambert, or Vesemir. You can't play them first. You can't play them second. You can't even play them third. You can't play them fourth either. But you can't play them 5th. No, you actually can. No, you can't. Gotta play them 6th. So, there's that. Oh, long-winded joke. Yes, Colgrim likes it. The Viper Witcher Adept doesn't. Vesemir, mentor. One of the many Witcher mentors. The ultimate mentor. Papa Vesemir. He's still doing things. He's always boosting all the allied Witcher units on the battlefield. He's always doing that. But if you play him and you have 5 cards left in your hand, now he's doing all hand and in deck. So the developer comment here is, this is probably, keep it in check to force the commitment. This is so you don't just play your carryover, maybe shuffle Vesemir back into the deck, play a Sierra to get Vesemir back into the deck, play your carryover, boom, boom, boom. Now I've got a crazy, really strong Witcher deck. This means that you're probably only ever playing Vesemir Mentor once, even with your tricks. And if you play him twice, he's way too slow. So you just won't do that. Now, we also got a lot more help for the hyper thin. Roach, Knickers, and Dandelion Poet are all getting a reduction in provisions. So that's just better for thinning. And then we have the big portal change. Provisions down from 13 to 12. And now, when you deploy it, you get 1 4-provision unit from your deck. To the left of this card, 3 turns later, you get another one. To the right of this card. If you think that this card is dead, you are absolutely wrong. This card is still a better Summoning Circle, because Summoning Circle used to get you the 4-provision unit after 4 turns. This does it after 3 turns. Plus, it also gets you a 4-provision unit when you play it. It's still a very good card, and you can include it a lot easier now. I very much think that this is a very playable card. It's still summoning that card, so you're still summoning the Bear Witcher Adept, the Kidweni Knight, and the Anel Conqueror at 7. So that's still coming along with the card that you are playing. It's at the end of your turn, though, right? It's at the end of your turn. So yeah, you don't get to activate that engine on the turn that you play it, but, maybe it's activating because if it's a hybrid, you consumed already. If you've already thinned your deck, and you probably did because you're playing Portal, your Viper Witcher Adept is going to boost once. I think that this is still a very good card. It definitely lowers the power level in its blowout potential, but I never really liked playing it like that anyway. I didn't like having to save it. Now this is really encouraging you to play it, and Portal has always been dope with Oniromancy added to the game so you can tutor it. Excellent change. Wagenberg's also a siege engine. Sweet. So monsters. Haunt has now been nerfed. Now 14 strength. Haunt is the best scenario now. Easily the best, right? It's in so many monsters deck. Now, you didn't see it at all in Gwent Masters, because out of the 6 out of the 8 players that brought monsters, all brought Carapace Keltullus. So you didn't see any Haunt. However, when you're on the ladder, Overwhelming Hunger is probably your more consistent pick, and Haunt was just in that deck. Just in that deck all the time. So damn good. Plays with Foglet, plays with a lot of the new really cool cards as well. Vran Warrior is going to see a little bit of protection here, so 1 armor in a unit that cares about consume. An old Spear Tip goes down to be a solid 12 for 12 trade-off for provisions. Imlerith, new month, new Imlerith. So It's the order. It's the order. So you draw first and then you discard the card. The better synergy with Dol Dulak is talking about moving that card to the top of your deck. This is a huge consistency patch for monsters. Monsters traditionally has been the least consistent faction with the worst tutors. Now you're moving stuff to the top of your deck. Skellige, Brockvar Hunter back to 4 provisions. Once again, Skellige can play Portal with this card. It was never allowed to play Portal. Skellige never had a good Portal, except for Brockvar Hunter. Watch Flake host me. Watch Flake raid me. What's up, my casting comrade? My highlight Harmono. McBlade and Watch Flake reporting for duty. What's up, everybody? We're just doing a patch note review. We do have the Ancrate Blacksmith also getting 1 armor. So it looks like across the board, Engine's getting a little bit extra love. It's a lot of Engine, a lot of control, a lot of consistency being added to a very strong control meta already. Northern Realms, Vernon Roach. This is the OG Vernon Roach, the one with the old Dijkstra ability, is going to get a reduction in provisions, another thinning card that gets a boost, and Lyrian Cavalry is going to be another engine that we can bring back to the 4P spot. One of the OG engines at 4P returns to greatness at 4P. It's almost like they're giving us back the best of the best from Homecoming, while also giving us just a new whole layer of power and new ways to play. Elven Swordmaster coming down to 4 as well, making the Griffin Witcher not look like just an embarrassing power creep. Elven Swordmaster rightfully back to where she belongs, I guess. And the Dwarven Chariot, also a siege engine. Wasn't it always? It was a machine. Yes, it was a machine. Nilfgaard does get a boost from Cut the Grass. Will also do 3 damage now instead of 2. That's pretty good. Affin Hilligrand, much easier to add to a deck, which is pretty good. There's a lot of cards that care about putting it on top of the deck now. It's not just Imperial. Brathens now takes from your deck only, but is cheaper by 1 provision and stronger by 1 strength. So remember, because he has Assimilate, he is dropping at 5. But if you want to play that Disloyal card, you have to include it in your deck. So pick your Mage Infiltrator, your Duchess Informant, or your Emissary, but you got to pick it. But now Brathens feels like a much better key card for Assimilate specifically, or Spies specifically. Not just a good card that's like, well, we have the points, really strong card. And the developers are saying that as well. Wants to support those things. So an Emissary is buffed again. Emissary now boosts a unit by 7. That's a lot. Boost the unit by 7, so that's another boost to Brathens if you include that as well. A Seer of Anahid provision change. This is so good. 7 strength Asira, all sorts of crazy stuff you still can do with Asira that is not artifact based. Nausica Sargent, another OG engine going back down to glory. 4 provisions. Get prepared to see a lot of this card. Master of Disguise. Again, you bring in Nausica Sargent back down to 4. Master of Disguise is like, oh God, am I out of a job? They're going to give a little love to this guy too. Viper Witcher is now Kingslayer. So now the new Viper Witcher is Viper Witcher. The old Viper Witcher is Kingslayer. Fire Scorpion has 1 armor. Payaball just 1 Masters again with a better card. Bringing Fire Scorpion and Slave into the tournament and winning it. Alba Armored Cavalry is now a 5 strength, 1 armor unit that locks. Okay. All right with that tempo. Definitely doesn't make the Hunter look so much better. Also, just having armor on it means that it's armored cavalry. Not really the faction that cares about random armor, but hey, now people won't say literally unplayable. Impera Enforcers now have Zeal. Oh boy! Spies get a huge boost right here. Do you see all these little changes bring up real considerations for archetypes that were just under the cut? Finally, we have gifting. We can gift things to people. So this means that if I am doing a big fight night of some sort, perhaps a fight night that gets some sort of investment, I can give gifts outwardly, stuff like that. This is really cool. I can't gift anything in my inventory, right? Even though I have hundreds of scraps and hundreds of kegs, those things can't be gifted. It's only on new purchases. I did ask, but it is still something that's very cool. It's very cool, right? There will be a fight night. I don't know how, it's going to be in the age of Cyberpunk, but we will be doing Way of the Witcher Fight Night this Friday. Guarantee. Just give me a moment to pick the time. Finally, game fixes. Just to wrap this up here. Oh, Asira reveals the picked card before putting it in the deck? I mean, we always could assume, but now it'll just give us that information. Actually, I love it. Maruna's tooltip that says it's randomly. Yep. Amphibious Assault, Blood Eagle, Avalok, Sage, Novigradian Justice will now properly show a shuffled version of the deck instead of listing the cards in order. What? What? Has it always been doing this? It was there the whole time? Remember when I exposed this Dandelion back in the day of beta? I can't believe I missed this. I can't believe no one told me this. How did no one tell me this? Don't even think the pros knew? This is crazy that no one knew this. Back in the day, Northern Realms had a card, Dandelion. Dandelion did what All God did. Also, Bran the leader, also did this. It was in the game for a while. People figured it out. When I did like a video about, it's called Cheating with Dandelion. You can look it up. It's actually one of my biggest videos of all time. Okay, here we go. Cheating with Dandelion. Look at this other stuff that I'm seeing here. Cheating with my friend's boyfriend. Oh dear. So cheating with Dandelion. Let's see how I looked on the 22nd of June. It became pretty apparent that Dandelion seemed to be showing the cards in my deck as they were actually in my deck. So I tested this at the time by going into, look at how Gwent looked back then.
Stripe Scout.
So like I did the whole thing. I planned it all out. I'm putting the things on my deck.
And I had doubts from this test because I had buffed both of the Dun Banner.
Look at me. I got the Radovid leader. Look at this game. What game is this? Wow. Wow. That's so wild. Okay. Ride Officer. Tooltip was harmonized with other similar tooltips about doing two different things based on the row, I guess. Aridin is now, the bug is fixed. Defender is now referred to in tooltips as a status. Bounty status will ground coins correctly. Were they not? I thought Syndicate could have gotten like Rogue Witchers maybe with a bounty because, I mean, if it's not coming in the Witcher expansion, they take bounties. Master Mirror will now correctly transform cards that are able to interact with the deck, such as Oniromancy and Mata. I don't even understand what the bug was there. Cantarella can now play trap cards. She couldn't do that before? Icons in the reward book tag should now always be shown correctly. Anyway, this is a huge bomb, I think. Anyway, guys, 8.0 looks pretty awesome because of all the stuff that they're adding to the existing library of cards while adding essentially a ton of new archetypes and a ton of new decks, completely new decks. I think they did a really good job. They designed 4 bronzes for each faction and they tried to make them all core. And I think that for the most part they did. I think Fuka is a bit of a miss there. I think maybe Griffin Mentor is a bit of a miss there, but I don't think that the choices that were ultimately made will impact what we get out of this expansion. Patch notes are super interesting. It's all coming out tomorrow, my friends. I'm going to see you bright and early on Tuesday. Thanks for watching my patch note review video. 2 videos today. Not too bad. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have a day 1. We're just going to I might be playing so much tomorrow, we might not see a video in a while. Just find me on twitch.tv/McBearded, and I will just be deep in Witcher deck action. All right. What time does the set drop? I would assume noon tomorrow in Europe. So 6 a.m. Eastern, if I had to guess. Toss me a like and subscribe. Lots of buttons that you can press and lots of ways you can show me you appreciated the video. And I appreciate your comments as well. Follow me for future Way of the Witcher content. And I don't know what I'm going to be doing for Cyberpunk. I don't want to spoil you, but I definitely want to release some Cyberpunk content. When I get into the game, we're going to find out. I got the PS5, so we will be playing at the highest performance PS4 era graphics, which is probably still better than my current computer would give me. So check out that 60 FPS shit on Wednesday. It's going to be dope as fuck. And we're, of course, going to be continue playing Way of the Witcher. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, and thanks for watching.